There is the outfit that'll operate in the middle for this first bounce for the Hawks. Brad Sewell, Jordan Lewis, Sam Mitchell and Jared Roughhead. Big Rough wouldn't be enjoying coming up against the leaping giant that is Nick Nat, I wouldn't have thought. Wouldn't be enjoying it, Rough. He's got to do it for the team, but he wouldn't like it.
I don't think anyone is enjoying the prospect of trying to jump and compete with this man.
He likes the glory into the ground, Big Rough. That's where we like to see him. Shuey out wide. A good start here to Rosa. Rosa 70 out. Not much in front. Looks for the lead of Kennedy. Got bundled off the ball nicely by Gibson. Just upset his running. Now have a look at this here.
Luke Shuey, that is, who got collected on the way through. And as he's gone and run off, he stumbled in pain.
Just a big bump, wasn't it? I couldn't, whether it's a shoulder.
Yeah, it's definitely a shoulder. You can see it when he stood up.
Doc Larkins will be all over that in a minute, but he's in a bad way.
All right, we'll just have a look at this and we'll get to Doc as soon as we can. Gibson in amongst it. The Hawks. A little goal here by Josh Hill. The interception. The Eagles get their first goal, but it's not all good news for them, Doc Larkins.
Yes, Brian, they're just creating the arm of Shuey as he comes off. You'll see from that contest that it's probably the collarbone area. We got strapping on the shoulder from a previously unstable shoulder, Brian, but I'll just let you talk you through this goal.
Yeah, the intercept from Josh Hill. It was well played. Quick goal and a skill error on the goal line. But let's have a look, Doc, again at Luke Shuey.
If you just watch the contest, he gets the heavy knock on the point of the shoulder, does. But I think, just having a look at him now, he's more concerned about pain. You see him on the bench there. They're about to have a chat through and talk to him. But he was indicating just in the collarbone
and he
area.
likes it. He's backing himself in. He knows that's a kick for him, but didn't work again on that occasion.
Did not on that occasion. Here's Josh Hill kicked. The only goal for the Eagles. Look at this. He's got Kennedy on. A good kick will get there and he rubs his hands together before it arrived. And Kennedy will get a look from third.
Their defence from that quick point kick in and Kennedy shoots a goal.
Kennedy comes in. 2 in a row for the West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, look, it doesn't look too well, Brian. They're checking the shoulder, but he looks pretty unhappy. Already got a sore shoulder. They're strapping on there. Very sore over the collarbone, point of the shoulder.
Comes back out. Hale Darling over the top. Mitchell wants this ball, you can tell. Tap on was clever to Whitecross from 52. No one home for the Hawks and Waters in the fingers.
Just reads the ball so well as a loose man by Waters, and he's had a great night.
Shuey with a touch and happy not to be involved in a contact touch. Rosa doing some damage on that wing. Long ball to Kennedy.
The umpire was adamant that the free kick was going the other way.
Sewell clobbered in a great tackle from Schofield. Bit of Bieber about it. Back in a play. Just his second AFL game. That boundary umpire, I'm told, on very good authority. Probably needs a haircut for his third. Darling.
He's up to 23 now.
Now look at that. Marston just snuck on through the gates there and all the confusion, they're able to get it to him. They're working the ball methodically forward. An opportunity for Gaff, who was unloaded by Burgoyne. Now look at this for a hit on Gaff. Feet taken from under him.
Well, the Hawks have got a real period of dominance here. 13, 14 inside 50s to 6. They just need to get a couple of goals because you've got a feeling the Eagles will come at them.
Guerra inboard, Nat Nui. Here he goes. Winds up the big thumping thighs. Gave the handball around the corner to Smith. Umpire said play on, keep it going. Eagles, if they can get through this, they can't. That is a great tackle by Schoenmakers. Even though he got into the back, it held up the run of...
Risk reward, come back through the corridor, take the game on, you'll score. If it goes into this pattern, it'll be a 50-50.
There's Shuey. Good kick to Marston. Around centre half forward. Marston had to kick around the corner. Here comes Kennedy. Got a bit of a jump at it. Couple of bites. I think they'll pay that. So 3.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Hawthorn by just 3 points. Little handball on that occasion from Stratton.
Got Kennedy down there looking for a one-on-one long ball.
Nat Nui, high ball, Kennedy from the side, Darling from the other side. Neither of them have been exposed to this game, and McGinnity is one and Brad Hill the other. Picked up by Schoenmakers. Into Buddy Franklin, McKenzie, soccer off the ground. It was intelligent to the space where Smith runs onto the ball, and now Rosa being very, very effective as Rosa. Kerr, the give and go. And Brad Sewell with a pretty important kick in the context of this low-scoring game to give Hawthorn an 8-point lead after the three-quarter time siren. Only 30 metres out. Distance not a problem, but that one's offline as well. And a minor score in the end. So Hawthorn by 3 points here at three-quarter time. Plenty more to come. Hawthorn lead 3-13-31. West Coast 2-16-28. Roughhead doing well to hold his ground on that occasion. Sewell with a handball out wide to Savage. Savage around the corner. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of the Eagles. Shepherd off the ball was well done. Looked like Hearn that applied the Shepherd for McKenzie. Here's Gaff. Around the boundary line. Buddy got him as he collected the ball. No free downfield. Nat Nui's recovery skills were extraordinary. On to Marston. Marston sees Hill. Beautiful hand there by Shaney.
That was important.
Mitchell. Buddy Franklin. Pointed the square at half forward. Slipped over. Hasn't been any rain since the first quarter, of course. Funny little handball, almost a sort of a throw thing over the top, wasn't it? Boys in the back row here thought there was going to be lots of rain tonight. Here's Schofield. Got out of trouble nicely. They're away. Scott Selwood wide. Got the loose. They are indeed. Ashton Hams to Darling. And this time, Shaney, she's right, going to have to kick it from about 48 metres out. Nice fluent run up. Kick on the way, he's got the journey. Crowder up. The moment it left the boot, they were off their seats and they said, thank you very much. The Eagles hit the front. Just bubbling over here. Still hasn't broken open this game like most others this year.
It doesn't look like it's going to, because it's nothing to kick to. You just had to go long then.
Cox. Stood tall. Stretched the Dukes out. Now to Nat Nui. He's got a bit of a run at it over the top. Couldn't hold the mark. Prentice was front and centre. Boot to ball. Hasn't travelled the required. Darling went the impossible shot over the top. He's got all ball. Was it touched on the line? It was. Must have been close with the goal umpiring decision as well. Here's Cyril. A low ball to Osborne. And the boundary line, the winner. Burgoyne through some traffic. Got it to Sewell. Sewell to Osborne. He infringed there quickly. Down to Lingy.
Play on Waters, you've got to try and lead hard and into dangerous spots, because he reads it so well. If you go somewhere where you're not going to attract the footy, he's just going to sift off every single time.
Here's Hill for his first touch. Got some speed, a little underground handball. Turnover, McKinney. Marston says, come at me. He does. Jack turns, walks inside 50 and lets it rip with a ripping ball. Jack's got it. There are the players spread out across about a half of the ground now.
Play on.
Burgoyne. Good kick around the corner that gathers pace along the ground. Picked up by Schofield. Schofield from 55 metres out. Touched on the line by Gibson.
Straight up, no freeze.
BT, it's 10-2 inside 50s in the last 5 minutes.
Kerr along the ground. They thought it was a free kick in the ruck, but Kerr's got it. Free in the ruck, probably not. Looking from that angle, Kerr was able to get on the end of it anyway. Big crowd in tonight, over 40,000, 40,080 people here tonight. Fantastic result. These two sides, both will be, you would think, battling at the right end of the year. It's Franklin trying to do some smart work with the feet. Ball still hasn't gone out fully, now it has. We've got a minute 54 remaining. Hale the sub out. Guerra's on the bench.
Suckling's an enormous kick, and he's just signalling, well, look like he's going to go long. He's gone short and Young. It might come unstuck.
Oh, boy! Bang goes Young. Kennedy able to pick it up. I reckon he can get the journey here from 65 out. Nat Nui in the goal square. Punched away. Off hands. Josh Hill should have been a little harder there. And now they squirted out the Hawks.
Nat Nui.
Incorrect disposal. No, in the back.
Oh, in the back.
Jordan Lewis free. He's not going to take any further part. Wonderful tap by Roughhead to Lewis. Lewis to Franklin. Great mark at the back.
Jeez, what an effort that was from Mackenzie at that stage of the game to outmark Franklin.
Look at Cyril. Looks like a trailer with a broken axle.
That was his 11th mark. 27th disposal, Mackenzie, on Franklin.
Selwood, Adam in possession of the ball. 45 seconds. Kick to the contest. Roughhead's under the ball. At the back is Gibson. Now they've got a chance, the Hawk. Sewell gave it off to Lewis. Lewis, a high ball. Eagles have got numbers. Cox, he can milk this now. 28 seconds.
He's a smart player, Dean Cox. He put himself in exactly the right spot. Capable of taking a high mark, as we know. He just got perfectly in the right defensive setup.
Cox down the line. Gibson with the thump. They need clean ball through the middle. I reckon the Eagles are resilient enough to hold this up. 7 seconds and ticking. And the Eagles are going to win their 4th consecutive game of the year.
It's been a low-scoring game, but it's been an intriguing game. It's been pretty good to watch.
Unbelievable action. How good are these two teams? Siren sounds. 40,000 out of the seats. Say, wow-wee. What about that? Unbelievable story. West Coast win. Will Schofield there being comforted by his teammates. Will Schofield down there, of course, a very, very big week for him with his dad passing away, and he'll head to Melbourne for the funeral, and a very emotional man, I would say. Let's get down to Cameron Lee.
Kerr, what an incredible game of footy. Hardly any goals kicked, but just a brutal game of footy, and fantastic to get the win.
Yeah, it was rough and tough. We knew exactly what the Hawks are going to bring. We rate them as a top 4 team, and for us to get over them in such a bruising encounter is really impressive.
And yourself, mate, just worked your way into the game, just constantly getting the footy, hard at the stoppages. You must have been wrapped with your own form.
Yeah, I've had a pretty lame start to the year, to be honest, so it was nice to get amongst it in the wet. It's always harder for a midfielder, so it was nice to get a few touches when it's been raining.
And we know how good Hawthorn are, how dangerous they are, but to get a win like that against really good quality opposition gives you a great launching pad into the rest of the season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Sometimes you just have to slug it out, and we were lucky enough to be on top at the end.
Well done, mate. Go and enjoy it.
Thanks, Ian.
He played a very big role. The leading possession getter on the ground tonight was Daniel Kerr. That man there, very, very emotional. Will Schofield. Players really getting around him and supporting him. Been a tragic week for a ripping bloke. Well-known identity in the Geelong area is Will's dad. Daniel Kerr with the hug. Glass, the skipper, staying close by. Very emotional scenes as the Hawks leave the ground and wondered what could have been. They led for good portions of this game. Let's get back down to Cameron Lee.
Well, Scooter, you're just saying how tired you are. Great contest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They've been fantastic all year. We probably didn't capitalise on the opportunities that we had with 21 points, but it was well fought out by the boys and very proud.
We just chatted to Daniel Kerr a second ago. He was massive tonight, just so good into the contest. great clearance player. Must have given the whole team a lift to get him back into form.
Yeah, absolutely. He was demanding the ball tonight. When you know he's demanding the ball, you know he's on and there's no stopping him. So it was great to have him in the team, but there was a lot of other boys that did fantastic jobs. Big Eric McKenzie was fantastic as well. So really happy with the team's performance.
And obviously a very emotional week. Will Schofield's dad sadly passing away. Great that you could have a win for him and at least cheer him up a little bit.
Absolutely, mate. He was unbelievable tonight too to come out. It shows a lot of courage for what he's done for the team, and he's highly respected among the group, and he did a great job tonight, so I couldn't ask any more from him.
Fantastic, Scooter. Go and enjoy it, mate. Thanks for that.
Good on, cheers.
How difficult for Will Schofield to have your father pass away suddenly, to decide that you're not going home until this game's over. Just the mental strength to stay and play is just an amazing emotional thing that only that's him there, would know what's going through his mind at the moment. The fans outside are happy, these guys are happy, and they'll sing this song with some gusto but also a little bit of sadness, I'm expecting. And alone Jared Ruffhead.
Yeah, the Hawks will know that they've had two super close games. They got rolled by the Cats in a really close one, and then tonight here in the West.